How about now? Okay, it says I've been live for 20 seconds now. Yes! Oh! I'm so sorry. I thought I was live, but it was just a preview that only I could see. So, and I just saw there's a little bit. There's a little button and it said go live. There's a little button and it said go live, and I was like, I thought it already was. I am so 15 minutes, so I can start again and maybe not talk as much rubbish as I was talking to myself. Hey, here I am. Oh, right. Well. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was, Maria, you were saying, do I click on the link? And I was saying, yes, click on the link. That's where the reference photo is. Anyway, right. Okay. Well, you know, these things happen. Now I know for next. I'm sweating after all that. How is everybody? Right. Who do we have? Maria Spooder Greg. I presume that's Greg. I presume Spooder's not your first name. Maybe it's not. Suzanne from North Wales. Very nice. We're all very international here. I think Maria and someone was from New York. Someone was fit. I didn't see. You didn't hear me. Oh, it was William is from Brooklyn. Brooklyn. Maybe he's coming back in a minute. And you are from Long Island. I love the iced tea from there. Very good. VA, is that Vancouver? Wim from Belgium. I've seen you commenting on my paint. Wim, nice to meet you. The stream keeps freezing. I don't know what I can do about that. Stream health. It says my stream health is healthy, so I don't know. Hopefully it'll be okay. Maybe it'll get better. It's freezing. Somebody can't hear me. No freezing from Maria. Okay. Well, at least I'm good in Long Island. I don't know. It says that my connection is good, so maybe it's a connection your end. Sorry. I don't know. Anyway, welcome. Thank you for joining me. It's always awkward if you start a live and there isn't anybody there, but it's good that you're all here. Good. Well, I'll tell you what, my day has been pretty stressful. I took my mum to the airport this morning, and then I went to film some content for Friday. I went to go and film my field test of the Fumui box. You might have seen my video on it where I opened it. Oh, and it was an absolute disaster. I forgot to take my microphone, so I got there and then I had to come back and get my microphone. All I had was like a piece of paper like this that I had taken for like testing out swatches on. So I had to do my sketch on that, and I had it on a stand that wasn't very sturdy, and it was all just a bit of a mess. So, oh, and then when I plugged my microphone in, I forgot to turn it on. So the jack had overridden the camera microphone. So there was just no sound because I didn't turn it on. So, bit of a terrible. Anyway, I wanted to just tell you about these swatches before we get started. I was watching Sketches and Scrubs. Does anybody watch her? Jess? And she was doing a swatching video. I think it's one of her older videos. But I've got a problem that when I mix colours, they always get really muddy, and I wasn't really sure why. Thank you, Maria. I didn't know why they were getting muddy, and you might already know this, so if I'm teaching you how to suck eggs, I'm sorry, but this is new information to me, and I want to share it in case you don't know. So I mix colours all the time, and sometimes it goes well. Here's an example of where I think it's gone well on both occasions. Here is an occasion where, maybe I'll hold it here, I think it's cute, but it's very muddy. It's very muddy around here, and I didn't know why. Is there any other muddy ones? Not really, that's just a quick one I did. I didn't really know why they were going muddy. So I would try to like add lighter colors to stop the muddiness. That made sense to me. Colors are either single pigment or compound pigment, and I'd never paid any attention to that. So I decided to work out what that means. And by work out, I mean I watched her video of her explaining. And for example, I would mix moon glow because everybody was talking about moon glow. So I bought it and thought, I'm in my colors. But that doesn't work because it's got 3 pigments in there. So if I mix moon glow, which is pigment PG18, PB29 and PR177, P meaning pigment, and then the next letter means the color. So we've got PG is green, PB is blue, PR is red. That has 3 pigments in it. So if I was mixing this, just mixing blue and grey, I was mixing blue and green and another blue and red, which is what makes everything go so muddy. Yes, Joss, exactly. Moonglow makes everything go murky and muddy because it's got 3 colours in there. It's not just grey. So it's actually really good for here we go. This is from my Scotland trip. There's a video about that if you want to see it. It's really good for just dropping in and making, a little moody sky. Like, it's very, but if you just drop it in, it looks really cool. Like, it worked really well for the moody Scottish skies, you know? So, I've spent a year slagging off Moonglow, and I actually really like it. I just didn't know how to use it. So, now I like it because now I know it's a compound and I shouldn't mix it with anything really. So I swatched everything out. These are all the colours I have. And I wrote down what pigments were in them. I'm not really interested in remembering the numbers, but just so that I know if it is a compound colour or a single pigment colour. And I found that very interesting because some of my favourite colours turned out to be compound colours and I didn't realise. And then other ones, surprisingly, were not. Viridian Hue here, this is Shinhan Art. This is a company from South Korea. They sent me these colours to review and they're actually really nice. They're really, really vibrant. I mean, look at them. They compare quite well with Daniel Smith. I much prefer their cerulean blue to Daniel Smith. Must say I hate this one. Although it is slightly a different pigment, but Daniel Smith is PB 15.3, which is the same as the phthalo blue from Daniel Smith. Oh gosh, I don't need that alarm. Oh, maybe I've got those the wrong way around. Anyway, I prefer the one from Daniel Smith. But here, for Shinhan Art, the pigment colour for Viridian Hue and Permanent Green is the same, PG7. Greg, compound colours is where it's more than one pigment. That might not be the technical term, that's just what I call it. I call them compound. It means they're a mix of different colours in one. So it's not clean, let's say. So yeah, and then I think it's really interesting that a burnt sienna here, pigment, but they're all quite different in colour. I really like that Rosa Gallery one, it's really, really red. But then maybe you might want a more earthy one and go for Winsor Newton. Anyway, and then I did this little swatch mixing different colours together because that's what Sketches and Scrubs did. And I thought, that's it. Yes, Maria, you're right, because I asked ChatGPT, I said, why could that be? And it says the way that it's ground or the, yeah, it's interesting though, for me at least. So anyway, if you knew all that, sorry for boring you, but I'm going to keep that to one side so that I can, actually I might just keep it there for now, but I'm going to keep it so that I can reference it later. By the way, the reference photo is, I've pinned it. It's in my community tab. The reference photo is probably more this size, I think, on this house that I've already done before. But this time I want to do the whole house. So I'm going to zoom it in like that. But you feel free to sketch the other building if you wish. Do the whole scene if you wish. You have the reference that you can download and do it however you want. Now the colours that I have are all of these ones. I have a palette from Daniel. This is Daniel Smith, mostly some Winsor and Newton, and there are two from Van Gogh in there. I didn't swatch the Van Gogh ones because I don't know why I didn't. I also have the Shinhan Arts. Oops. These were sent to me for review, and they are actually very nice. But this case reminds me of the Winsor and Newton Cotman case. Or Park Güell is the correct pronunciation. In Barcelona, it's Gaudi, all Gaudi architecture. Has anyone been to Barcelona, by the way? Yes, these are actually really nice, but this reminds me of the Winsor and Newton one, but it doesn't magnetize it. But I'm going to buy a magnet, but I only had some, what's this called? I only had some Velcro to hand, so I made this kind of little Velcro thing. So, yeah. Anyway, it kind of does the job. Then I have my Rosa Gallery colours. Rosa Gallery, by the way, highly love this turquoise. And they've got some cool names. Nightfall Orange, Royal Brown. Really nice. I bought these at the Urban Sketching Symposium in Toulouse a couple of weeks ago. Apart from Nightfall Orange, which I don't know which is which anymore now. Nightfall Orange was a freebie in the goodie bag. Buy some of these, they're gorgeous. And I also have, this is the little Lulu from Toulouse. This was the Roman Schmoll set that we got given in the goodie bag as well. So there is a, nickel azo gold. Oh, I missed a C out of nickel. Anyway, nickel azo gold. The USK Symposium colour for 2021 and PV19. So that's a yellow and a violet pigment. Interesting. Roots and Ruin. Gaudi really wasn't being considerate to urban sketchers with his designs, was he? I'm out this evening, so just popping by quickly. Swatch your luck, lovely. Oh, well, you can catch the replay. I'm going to leave it up so you can catch it. Josh, just had a biggish bird. I need to swatch soon, just waiting on my new palette to arrive. Lovely. Are you going to post a picture of that on Instagram so we can all see it? And we've got indigo green in here, indigo greenish it's called. I don't think it's that green, but some people do. And Aquarius violet, which is this one, which is kind of, it's more of a purpley moon glow. And then this was actually from Renaissance Cobalt Green. I don't know where my rose beige is. Anyway, oh no, it's in here. Because I might use that later as well. Rose beige, there it is. Thing is, they're giving us this free palette, well, this free pan, but I don't have anything, I don't have anywhere big enough to put it. Anyway, so that's that. Anyway, so those are the colours I'm going to use. and this is what I'm going to sketch, but the whole building. Talking Nathan, let's go. I'm going to be sketching on a bigger piece of paper. Should I do it this full size? It's kind of A3-ish. Or should I do it half the size? You've got 30 seconds to tell me. Because if I'm doing half the size, I'm going to need to cut it. Or should I be brave and go big size? What, A6? Okay, Maria says half. Why are you saying half, Maria? I'm interested to know. Wim says bigger the better. I think half could look nice. Canary Islands. Yo vivía en... If I did half. Half would be easier to sketch, wouldn't it? Because it would be smaller. But I just don't know, should I be brave? Sí, hablo español porque vivo en Barcelona ahora. Pero aprendí mi español en Tenerife, mi niña. Big, even A6 is sometimes too big. Wow, do you do like tiny, tiny, tiny sketches? Okay, go for it big. Good, right. I think just because you were the first person to reply. Oh, like I just said, I have stretched the reference picture to be just the house that I'm sketching. But if you want to sketch along, you can get the reference photo in the link that I have put somewhere. I've pinned it. Half would be easier to see on screen. That is a good point. Okay, done. Right, I'm going to do the half. There he is. William! Thank you. I'm so glad you came back. I thought I was live before when you were on the subway. And I thought, oh, nobody's talking to me. But I hadn't pressed the go live button. It was just a preview to me. So, apologies. Just about to. Right. That is about 37 centimeters. What's half of 37? Half of 30 is 15. Half of 7 is 3.5. So 18 and a half is not my strong point. Where's the Canarian girl? She never told me what island she's from. Go big or go home. I am home. So. Because now I'm gonna have to make this the right size, you see. I don't know what this paper is either. Sorry if anybody is interested in that. This paper was in a bag of gifted paper from somebody who teaches watercolour. So one would assume it is decent. And I like it. We used to call it Lanzagrotti. Lanzarote. Right. Now I'm going to use this Gran Canaria. I went to Gran Canaria. Well, I've been a few times, but Tenerife in the January of 2020. And at that point, I'd never heard of COVID. And I didn't know anything was going on in the world because I don't watch the news. But I don't think anybody had really knew what was going on with COVID in January 2020, did they? Anyway, I went across for that because I was so ill and I thought I just had a terrible, terrible flu. But in hindsight, I think it was probably COVID. And two of my friends had come from the UK as well, and I couldn't hang out with them at all. I was so ill. I got this from Temu, and it's terrible. I hope, haven't I? Or is it the paper that's wrong? Maybe the paper's wrong. The wasp nest under the eaves. Well, you've only missed me talking about how I had COVID. I'm not actually, still not gotten to anything yet. Still struggling with this paper. Ugh! Paper's too thick. Nice now, which side? One of these is wonky and I don't know which one it is. That one's wonky, look. Doesn't follow the line. What about you? Do you follow the line? No, you're both wrong. Right, I suppose. I'm going to use that one. Right. Gosh, will I ever get to anything? Right, I'm going to mark out a little border on this, just because I don't want to go to the edges, because I always have problems with framing. It's not the day. I've been running around, getting nothing done all day. Well, fortunately, it's a wonky building already, isn't it? So I don't really don't have a choice about that. It's got to be wonky. Right. And to paper. 2020 was a fun year, I feel. Besides the COVID and dying part, yeah, the COVID and dying part was a bit of a downer, wasn't it? Leading to the wonkiness. I like it. Right. Gonna have this as a little reference, and I've got my little reference there as well. Does this fit better on the screen? I think it does. I think that was a good shout. Now I'm a little bit nervous because you're all watching me. So if you all close your eyes for a minute. Yeah, and then all the people that didn't have to deal with, like, if two people didn't know anybody, they were like, oh yeah, it's like having a holiday, isn't it? I don't know. It came in a bag of gifted paper. Somebody gave me a big bag of paper of all different kinds, but I used it for the, oh no, it's a different one from the swatch. But this person that gave me this, she's a, oh, you retracted your message. The person that gave me this is a, I presume the paper is decent. And it's very thick. It's almost card-like. Yeah, I really like the fuzzy edge as well. But it's only on one side of it. So I wonder if it was like taken out of a book or something. But yeah, I don't know the exact brand, I'm afraid. Anyway, so I've just made a couple of marks here. Can't see because the picture's on the screen. But like the top of the tower to the base of the house. Made a little mark about the same either side. And then I decided it's about halfway up is where the top of the little house bit comes. And then I'm just going to draw out some kind of shapes. Do a lot of sketching with pencil before ink lately. I normally just go straight in with the ink, but if I'm trying to do something that, you know, maybe somebody might want to buy. That sounds weird saying that, because I'm always like, who would want to buy it? But you never know. People like all sorts, don't they? So I feel to be a little bit more precise, but I still want to try and keep my style into it. Ah, mixed media. I've never really done mixed media. I think I'm scared. About halfway up, I've got this little thing that comes around here. This weird little egg thing on the top of there. Keep it simple. How can I keep this simple? Look at everything that's going on that. Like, I think Gaudi was simple. Yeah, I only use watercolors. I do have some acrylics and some oil. If I'm feeling adventurous, I might run off and get my coloured pencils. Feel free to, on this side, tag me at artingabout and at artingaboutlive. I was calling this a sketchabout, but I think I'm going to change it to artingaboutlive. I think that's got a bit more of a branded feel to it. Don't you think? And sketchabout doesn't seem to roll off the tongue as easily for me. I like things that are easy. That's why I'm called Artingabout. Because my channel used to be called Sketchbook Wonderlust. What an absolute mouthful. Nobody could ever remember what it was called. Nobody could spell it. Wanderlust was German. So I decided to change it to Artingabout because I thought it represented me better. Because I am just doing what works for me, and I'm just farting about basically. So I thought Artingabout. Yeah, everybody. Does anybody else find that when they get into like a little sketching mode that they forget to eat? When I'm really concentrating, I forget to breathe. And I'll just suddenly go, I'm aware that you guys are here, so I want to keep talking. But it remind me to wake. Yeah, awake apnea. It happens to me. Do you know? It happens to me when I sleep as well. Sometimes I do wake up and I'm like, it's just one big gasp. I'm like, oh, terrible. And this is something that I can't. But I like to move my paper around, and when I'm outside, I can't really do that. So it's quite nice to be able to do that now. But I still want to try and get this to have the same feel it would have as if I had done it plein air. Because as we know, at home from a picture. That's what they say. Always from life, never from memory. So if you do take it home, if you start it out and then finish it off at home, apparently you're not to look at a picture. You have to do it from what you remember of the scene, which is still quite... This looks a little bit like Mickey Mouse. No, it doesn't. Now that I've turned it the right way up, it doesn't. I feel like I've gone in. Go a bit more there, I think. I'm gonna, oh yeah, you can tell it's not central. I'm gonna go over this with pen and rub out the pencil. You know, it's very hard for me to talk and sketch at the same time. Sometimes I'll start saying something, and I don't know if then when I finish off the sentence, I'm further down on my drawing, because I will start by going, I'm just going to do this line because I think, like, I pause in the middle of what I'm saying, but then I do try to edit out the pauses. I want that to go more, it's a bit more severe, isn't it? Yeah. Who was it that was from Wales? Was it you, Suzanne? Sketch and Scrubs! Jess, I've just been talking about you. I was talking about you because I was watched to do these swatches. Oh, I'm so chuffed you're here. I've been bigging you up. It was all good. All good stuff. So who was from Wales? Suzanne. Oh, and now that you're here, Sketch and Scrubs, did you ever watch... Did you ever watch Watercolour Challenge? It ran in the UK and they revived it in 2022 with Fern Britton. Anyway, I was just watching it on YouTube the other day because I could find the revamped season. I could find the first heat. And I didn't see the second, third or fourth because they're not on YouTube 5 player. Those beautiful swatches are all thanks to you. And I was just telling them how I learned about pigments from you as well. But if you haven't seen Watercolour Challenge, give it a go. It's on Channel 5 player. Is that what it's called? Channel 5 player. So I'm going to have to watch it next time I go home. For people like us, you know, I'm sure some people think it's really nerdy. But I think being nerdy is in, isn't it? Oh, I haven't seen Portrait of the Year, but I don't get it here. What channel is that on? I can get BBC and I can get Channel 4. But I can't get, it seems. I've tried VPNs, I've tried everything, but I can't seem to get all the channels. This really looks like a little face. Does it look like a face in the reference, or is it just me? It's on YouTube. Cool, I'll watch it on YouTube too. If anybody has just joined, the reference... I've linked to the reference and I've zoomed in on this building. It is a bigger picture, so you can do whatever you want. Oh, I'm thirsty as. Well, it's early days yet, Greg. I am, there's still plenty of time for me to mess this up. But thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. Just feeling my flow at the minute. So in the morning, I have to go back to the park that I was sketching in this morning to re-record Friday's content because of my stupidity earlier today. Look, using the wrong tripod for an easel. Now what's gone on here? Something's not right. Oh, maybe. If I bring that into there. I could always just, you know what? I'm going to keep it in the right size for this, and then, I can always trim this off and just have an unusual sized painting. So yes, let's just keep going with the flow. Let me catch up. What's everyone? Talk about watercolor for. Literally, I could watch watercolor just merge around on paper forever as well. Look at Guy living in the most beautiful city in Spain. It is beautiful, but I used to live in Madrid, and I think I prefer Madrid, But there is plenty to see and do, and now Barcelona is home. I always thought I'd move back to Madrid. Actually, when I left Tenerife, I thought, I'll do whatever I can to move back to Tenerife. And then I fell in love with Madrid and thought, I will do whatever I can to move back to Madrid. And then I came to Barcelona. It's all right. It's home now. So I can't. It's home now, so I have to love it, huh? It is good. I used to be, little known fact, I used to be a singer before I grew up, before I settled down, and I used to work on cruise ships. Barcelona, they often dock here, so it's quite nice that every now and then I just get a little random blast from the past that comes to see me. Let's make that a little bit higher, I think. The oil, acrylic and watercolour comparison. Touched oils or acrylic? I bought them to do that little comparison to see if I could get along with them. And I don't know, I think I would like to try and do a real oil painting one day, but I've never done it. Say no more, Maria. I mean, I don't want to brag or anything, but 2 weeks ago on Friday, I had an operation on my leg. I didn't pay for it. I mean, I had to wait 4 months, but... Where's my rubber? Be right back. The theme of the day is forgetting things, I think. Where's my... No, I had my operation here in Spain with the Spanish healthcare system. I tried to get it done on my health insurance, but it wasn't covered. Anyway, so I went through the Social Security, and I thought it was going to take... I thought I'd be waiting for at least a year, but 4 months, bish bash bosh. It was done. Yeah, oils. Actually, the oh, you can't see it because it's here to my left now. But when I'm sat on my sofa, when I do my videos, there's an oil painting in the background. I didn't paint it, but from a second-hand shop. I think it was one of those kind of places where they clear out houses and flats when somebody dies. And it was 25 euros. It's about 2 meters wide, about 1 meter tall. It had a couple of holes in it, and it was 25 euros, but it's got the most fantastic frame. And I thought, I'm going to fix that, put some new canvas behind all of the holes and paint it on top of it again. And honestly, you can't tell. I'm really pleased with myself with that. So I can say that oil painting is part mine, can't I? Honestly, I don't understand why you can't have free healthcare in the States. What's the deal? Like, it's health. Everyone should have it. And that's why I'm not a politician. I think it is Art Restorer. Yeah. I really wanted my channel just to be about sketching, really, and not me farting around with restoring things in probably the wrong way. How's that happened? Right, I'm going to join back up to this bar after. Yeah, it is, but I didn't want... I wanted to have like a bit of... I wanted my channel to be more cohesive, to be everything. So I've decided to keep some of my projects. Some of my projects are just things that I do for me. At least go more there, I think. And also, I didn't do things the right way. Oxfordshire, UK. Have you watched Watercolour Challenge? This is what I want everyone to know. Watercolour Challenge is literally my new obsession, my new hyperfixation. Gosh, why have I chosen to do the whole house? I should have just done the little bit like I did last time. And last time, I'm just doing the whole house. I thought I was doing a bigger version. Turns out I'm not, because I've just drawn a flipping... Ah, whatever. Never mind. Trying to get these little kind of checkered shapes up there. They're quite. So this is gonna hurt my head. Where's that line gone up to? That's gone up the outside, and this goes into. Oh no, Jackie! It's on Channel 5 Player. The last series of it was in 2022. I urge you to watch it. Toodaloo, bye. Thanks for joining. Toodaloo, I haven't heard Toodaloo in donkey's years. Who says Toodaloo? Apart from Suzanne. Loop under there, right? That might help me get somewhere. That comes to there, so that's one colour, and that's gonna come down from there. That's gonna be one colour. Let's try and mark some of those in. Oh, does anybody have a better way of doing this? What is wrong with Gaudi? What is wrong with him? You know, he got hit by a tram on his way to mass, and then people didn't know it were him, and yeah, people didn't know. Poor thing. You know, because he didn't dress. There should be a little tip thing there. Right, we're going to come to that when we come to that. Let's just forget about that for now, because that is going to boggle my mind. Right, there's a thing there. There's another one in the middle. Another one there, and a bit of one there. How are all yours looking? This is oh, this is gonna drive me mad. Right, I'm gonna make that little bobble more out of proportion than on here, because I quite like it. And the thing is, I'm gonna draw over this and probably cut out half the detail. Let's get these steps in. Get your steps in. 10,000 steps a day. Aw, thanks, Jess. Yeah, like the video if you're enjoying this. And also, if you're sketching along, you've got my... Sorry, that side. You've got my hashtag that I'm using, and my... It'll be grand to see you across there. Also on my Instagram there, you'll hear me having a rage earlier about forgetting all of the stuff that I needed to record. Maybe I could bring that up a little higher. know that I've already... Wow. Yeah, why not? Don't tell anyone. It's not like it's a famous building or anything. Does anyone not use a mechanical pencil these days? I can't remember the last time I used a real pencil. You're already onto watercolour, Gretchen. How long's this taken me to get here? We've probably been on here about 2 hours. I've taken a photo, printed it in black and white, and used microtone on the shape lasers. Ah, I don't have a printer. What about... what was I going to say? Does anybody print their own prints of sketches that they've done or watercolours that they've done? Just because if you have, I'd like to know what printer you've got and would you recommend it? And making my own mounts. And then I could have the excuse to buy a printer. There's literally too much going on in this building. It's one of those things, the more you look, the more you see. I wish I hadn't started. Okay, so not the Epson. My mum has an Epson, and I tried printing one out on there, and that wasn't very good. But it wasn't one designed for... Can somebody looking at the reference tell me, what is this white thing that is poking out here? And do I add it and do I not? And shall I add the tree over here? And there's a couple of trees going kind of there. Oh, if I did that, that might fill out that little part. Shall I add those trees? A little palm here. What's going on around here? Shall I add that? Oh, maybe I'll add that. That's quite cute. Do they print it out good though? Does it come out looking, like, are the colours good? Because I would just be I'd be a bit sad if the colours weren't right. I did have some little cards printed in the UK last year or the year before, and it was okay, but they came on like a matte paper, but I would like it at the stem of the tree go out of the frame, down here. Sketchura. Hi Charlie, thank you for coming. Things are... Things for better or worse, I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. you know, sketch what you see, not what you think you see, right? I feel like that's sticking out too far, but then maybe it's not. Confuse me. Right. Right, so who's watercolouring, who's mixed mediaing, who is pencils, who's doing what? Oh, I like what I did here, actually. I'm going to try and recreate that. And that. That was like a half moon, full moon, total eclipse. 10 points if you get the reference. Let me have a little break. Hey, bro. Wow, that's my brother. Hello. I am English born, but I live in Barcelona. Women's using watercolour. Trying to survive. Bruno, is that you? Ink and watercolour. But yeah, I'm going to try and get it to look like that. I'm going to try and match, just, I don't know, going mental with a pencil. That could be my spin-off channel. Just watching as you broke your leg and don't have a setup to do art and keep your leg up. See? Oh, I've had an operation on my leg as well, so feel your pain. I didn't, well, it's not a broken leg, so I don't really feel your pain, but I've got my leg in a very, very sexy during my waking hours, so that's nice. At least you get crutches though. I always wanted crutches as a kid. Now then, because I've gone higher here, I'm going to take this up a little bit, I think, and let the cross happen there. But where's my middle line from that? Is it all looking perpendicular? I'm not a pencil, sorry, I'm lying, I am a pencil user. I'm not a, typically, but today, why not? Everything's gone badly today, so I think I need to allow myself that. I'm sorry, I did a little burp there. What's a knee scooter? I guess it's a scooter that you go on your knees. me forgetting to talk again. This is one of those like 4-way crosses. It's got like a little bit there. You can see. Make this just a little bit more exaggerated as well. And then you should be able to just see that one behind there. Good. Bruno, are you using your new watercolours and sketchpad? You're going to go to Toronto, Maria? That's exciting. Come out, is it January? We're all going to be scrambling for them, aren't we? There was a lot of people at the symposium this year. It was pretty insane. Going up this thing because life's too short and we don't have all day. We completed on Sunday. Can't wait for Sunday. I think the tickets went on sale in January this year. Might have been February. Is there anybody here that can confirm? Well, thank you, Gretchen. I'm struggling a little bit, I think. Add these because they all have, it has like a twist. I'm going to try and add the twist when I go in with pen. Right, I think it's time for ink. So I'm going to have the trees here. There's a little building that comes out into there. Shall I include it? Just a little. I think I might, just that little bit, just peeping it out into there. Yeah, why not? It's there, isn't it? Deserves to be there because it's there. And then just to give us some depth, and you're going to go outside of this little bit of frame. Going to cover that up down there. Got those funny leaves that kind of do that. March. Well, that's quite late, isn't it? That come down there. Shall I add some people? Gate over here. I'm just going to do that for that. Canada's been on my list for somewhere to visit for such a long, and I have to go. Let's put this little guy here that's... Yes, I think some little people is the way forward. We need just a few. And Not very good at people, so they are just going to be little blobs in the end, probably. And one over here, just balance it out. There we go. I think that's enough people. It gives it a little bit of life, doesn't it? Right. I need to find my micron pen for this. I was going to use my Lamy. I don't know where I've put that. Oh, it's here. But thick. So I'm going to have to use a micron. Be right back. While I was there, I grabbed my polychromos as well. Right. Let's go. So 0.1, I think. Right, where should I start with this? This guy. And I'm not drawing this guy. I'm gonna this. Let's go. Deep breath, everybody. There we go. Made the first mark. Now, to keep things looking nice and sketchy, I like to do a double line for several reasons. One, and two, it reads as detail afterwards, and people think, oh, you've put a little bit of detail in there. You're like, no, it's just two lines over the top of each other. But when somebody is admiring your work, you say, yes, yes, of course. Of course, that's exactly what I meant to do. Keep looking up at your reference. Otherwise, you end up drawing what you think is there and not what is actually there. Everyone's gone very quiet. Are you all concentrating like me? Oh, tiring, isn't it? Phone's buzzing. I think I find it tiring as well because I'm normally, normally I don't spend more than 20 minutes on a sketch, half an hour at a push. Jess, you can download the reference if you like. Take it. Take it. Take another little piece of my heart now, baby. Take it. Take my reference and you can sketch it later, honey. But when you do sketch it, tag me because I want to see it. I told you I used to be a singer. Old habits die hard. Maria, you've gotta see her going insane and out of your mind. Latina Ave Maria. I'm sweating, I've left my door open. Letting all my aircon out. Back in the day when I was an actual singer, I uploaded a show reel onto YouTube. And then I lost, or I forgot, I don't know. I lost access to that channel. This is when I had a singing channel. I think it only, so I was never able to take it down. So it's still on there. And I don't know, I guess some agencies might still be looking at it, but the details are very out of date. I don't have an English phone number anymore. See you never. I think if you search Nathaniel James show reel, you'll still find it. Doing my double lines around most things. I always have my backup here, which is a Uniball. I don't know why I don't have a Unipen, sorry. I don't know why I just don't have a backup Micron eyeliner. Maybe I'll buy another one. I do like Rocket Man. It's been a while since I've sung Rocket Man. Pre-flight 0 hour 9 a.m. Look at my little stick man. Okay, this is, I'm enjoying this. I'm doing some dotted lines in the middle of that because I'm not really sure if that's where I want them to be. Not an easy subject at all. When did I go to Prague? I went to Prague earlier this year. It was -7. I was painting and my watercolours were freezing between taking it from the pot to the page. It was awful. Funny though. It's one of those palm trees that I've got like a at the end. Do you know what I mean by that? It's got a In the States, though, it's hard to find a building that has been that's over 100 years old, isn't it? They're all quite new. I remember Carrie Fisher was on an interview saying that she lived in a really old house, and they were like, "When was it built?" And she was like, 100 years ago. And everybody, it was a British talk show, and everybody was like, oh, that's not that old. Is the technical term, yeah. You know, you have leaves and you have pfts. This one has. Trying to clump like little groups of leaves together here. Oops. Whereas these ones will just be. Pfft. These are more clumpy. Clumpy is the technical term here. Oh, I'm getting all unnecessary moving things around. Who have we got here? Urena! Thank you! Oh, yeah, it's a daunting challenge. I think I might have bitten off a little bit more than I can chew. But still. If we don't challenge ourselves, like. Oh, look at me, I mean business, I've done a bit of hatching. What time is it in Long Island, Maria? Maria, you've got to see her. Maria, you've got to see her. Sounds like an ancient Greek name, you know. Antigone, Eurydice, Maria, you got to see her. I'm talking rubbish now because I'm hungry. I'm just thinking now I should probably very dry, tongue's getting stuck. I should have probably left this hatching until after I've rubbed the pencil off. Oh, you're an Italian. Okay. So even though I've already sketched it in pencil, I am still looking up and checking things on the reference, but I think I've done a pretty good job actually with the sketch, so there's not much that I am changing, even if I do say so myself. That is until I step away from it and probably think, oh, things are out of sync. But no, I think it looks alright actually. full moon. Total eclipse. I noticed at the symposium this year how much I sigh when I'm sketching. I'm like, it's really quite exhausting. I mean, that's kind of exhausting too. Ah, I'm not. You skip out the ink and just go straight to the watercolors. I did that today, actually, and I think I'm going to have to do that again tomorrow when I film this review. But it's, I think, well, maybe it's something I can work on, but I struggle to get like a decent outline, a decent edge. But maybe I need to let that go and just have a softer edge. The steps are interesting. They kind of don't really know. Don't really know what it is or how to vocalize it. All right, okay. It's taken me a long time to get to this part, but I am enjoying the process, and I'm glad you're here with me, guys. So, thanks for that. Live videos once a month. A live art about. So keep your eye out. I'm gonna announce them a few days beforehand, a week beforehand perhaps. And I'm going to aim to do them in the first week of every month. And remember to give this video a like so that other people can find it, and they might even find it now if we're lucky. Now this is wobbly, so I'm going to try and follow the diagonal lines as well. It's interesting because that starts with an inward inflection, which you wouldn't expect. Yeah, those steps are very precarious. I don't think I'd like to walk up those. Have I already said that? I can't remember. It's interesting, the line of the, as it comes more up to our eye level is like about here, the eye level. So then it goes straight and then they start curving upwards. Just going to double line, really confuse whoever's looking at this. Now something I would like to make, maybe like an adult colouring book, but of like sketches that I've done before I've added the colour. I think that might be quite a cool thing. People might like to do that if they don't like the sketching part and just like the painting part. Something to buy without realising it's AI, and then they're disappointed when they get it. Do you think that would be a fun thing? I mean, it would take a bit of work to set up, but I think it could be quite cool. You know, I would do this, then I would just rub it out, the pencil, and that's it. Get a nice quality scan of it, or photo of it. Print it out on some nice watercolour paper. It would need to be waterproof ink though, wouldn't it? And then people can sketch, could just colour it in themselves. I mean, personally, to me, that would be more interesting. The little like spirograph. Do you remember spirograph? I used to love a spirograph, me. Oh, that's taken a while. Oh, now I've got to paint it, haven't I? Gosh, this live is going to go on forever. This is going to... I'm not watching that. In it. What am I looking at here? What's that? Oh, some like little diamond things. Little diamond. Little diamond. I'm only putting 2. That's editing, isn't it? But people won't play with spirographs anymore, will they? Because you know, never been a video gamer personally. Just going to add a couple of these little darker squares in. This mosaic, it was developed by our friend Gaudi, who is not very pleasant at creating easy houses for us to sketch. Thank goodies. What did I do on here? Oh, I added some like of the, just some lines for the spiral. Very lightly, just dotting them. They're not going to be double lined. Those are just to show you that there's some kind of movement going on in there. Right. Etch-a-Sketch was incredibly frustrating. I don't think I ever managed to make anything with Etch. This is where you see if anything, if you've missed anything, because sometimes it's quite hard with the pencil underneath to see where you've sketched. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Do you know what? I'm going to take a nice clean picture of that as one book, because I'm quite proud of that. Let's take a nice little picky. Oh, well chuffed with that. Right. Now then. Oof. Who's still here? How long has this been going on for? Which of these colours am I going to use? Right, I'm going to start with... Sorry, I think it just paused a little bit there. I'm going to start with a yellow ochre, I think. Down at the bottom here. And on the house. But which one? Or maybe even this Naples yellow. Winsor & Newton yellow ochre for the... No, actually, maybe I'll go for the Shinhan yellow ochre. It's a little bit brighter. Thank you for coming, Maria. I hope you have a lovely sketch along with it at another point. And when you do, tag me. Right. And then I think we're going to use the ultramarine. And the greens down here. Let's see. Which Winsor & Newton? No, which yellow ochre did I say? This one. Okay. Here we go. Bye. Let's try and clean up. Oh, actually, I can use this. This is the subsidiary palette that they also sent me. Clean it out a little bit. Right. Where are my paintbrushes? There they these colours out. Deploy, excellent word. Ooh. My paintbrush must have been a little bit green from my last. I think I'm probably going to use ultramarine blue. Right, just want to see. Yeah, I'm gonna. That seems nice. Which one's ultramarine? This one, I think. Is it? Yes, I'll probably use that blue. Oops. Perhaps I could use this blue from Watercolour. This is just called light blue. Which is much more of a cerulean kind of blue, isn't it? How's my cerulean from Shinhan? That's ultramarine. That's cerulean. Which color do you think? Which blue? The ultramarine? The cerulean, the light blue Watercolour, or the ultramarine? What do you think, guys? Oh, I could use a bit of rose beige as a base coat. What do you think of that? No, I might use the rose beige for places that are going to be white that I don't use. And for the greens, I will definitely use this green from Watercolour. I love it. It's very. You know, you were talking about the sky. I don't think I'm going to paint the sky. I think I'm going to leave it like this. Is that weird? Just don't think I'm going to do it. And then I might even use a bit of permanent green. Oh no, that's far too bright. I won't be using that one. Right, so let's start off with. I actually do like that rose beige. And the rose beige looks really nice. I do think I'm going to use maybe a mixture between the two of these actually. This is for the darker bits, that's for the lighter bits. Actually light blue for the lighter bits, that was the Watercolour. We're going to start with the ochre. These brushes are from Fumui, and I think they're actually really pleasant to use. Sable hair and squirrel hair, but I think they're all just synthetic, to be honest with you. Fumu brushes are good. They're a bit like these particular ones that I've got. They remind me of the Etcher ones. Not Etcher. Yeah, Etcher. No. Are they called Etcher? No. Etcher does the books. Escoda. They remind me of the Escoda brushes, but a lot cheaper. And no, they're really nice to use and they're very handy. I really like them. Greens. Gold green, Daniel Smith. Just such a nice bright green. But it's not single pigment. This is a compound pigment. This is PY50, PY3, and PG36. It's more yellow than it is green. Actually. Just gonna slap that about on there. Do you know what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something a little bit daring. Cover that. I'm just gonna get some splatters. That's nice. What other greens did I have? Yeah, I'm gonna use is that one? Yeah, Rosa Gallery green, which is just called green. I'm going to use that for these trees back here. Let's pick you up a little bit. There we go. I'm going to let that bleed into there. I like that a lot. Let's do that splattery thing again because I liked that too. Just don't want it to go on there. That's all. Okay, so I need to be careful not to put my wrist in that now. Also, I can take a damp, not wet, a damp brush. And hopefully clean. And cleanish. Just going to soften those edges up a little. Nice. I'm just going to take which burnt umber? My Daniel Smith burnt umber. Just a little bit of that down this trunk. Nice. What watercolour brown colour? What's your favourite brand? Ooh, just cracked my neck then. Royal Brown. I want to use this Royal Brown, I think, for this bobble. Royal Brown or Crimson Lake? maybe a bit of both. I might start with, oh, they are both single pigments, so that should be okay. I'm going to change to a smaller brush. So Crimson Lake must be this one here from Shinhan. What colour did I say? Royal brown. I don't have enough space for everything. So which one of you is royal brown? Is it you? Or is that Nightfall orange? No, it's Benzina, so it must be that one. Okay. We're going to go with you. And just let that play together on there. Everybody's gone very quiet. Is it because Maria left? Right, let's get blue. We're all nose deep in paints. It's gone from mental with a pencil to nose deep in paints. I'm going for light blue here from Rosa Gallery. I think I want it to be much more watery than that, so I'm going to try and chuck some water in there. Sorry you're all having to see the top of my head. But if you're nose deep in your paints, you're not looking anyway, so that's fine, isn't it? It's a shame I can't put music on in the background. But when I do, Like sometimes I would have the radio playing, and if I did a live and the radio was on, I just got kicked off for copyright. Only actually what I got from the Symposium palette. But I know a lot of people like it. I did Roisin Couré's workshop at the Symposium, and I think she talked about them. And to be fair, I do like her palettes, so they must be doing something good. Everyone's nose deep in the palettes. Oops, just accidentally added a bit of violet into my blue there, but I think it's okay. Well, every day's a school day. How's your palm tree looking? So that's interesting because I feel like all I ever paint is palm trees. That's because Barcelona's full of palm trees. So I'm interested to know where you're from. Maybe there's not so many palm trees around. I've decided that cerulean, no, that light blue from Rosa Gallery wasn't the right colour blue at all. So I'm just trying to fix that. However, that light blue would probably be a bit, well, I can't speak. That light blue Ah, you see, well, I don't do palm trees. I never see them. The paper's behaving very well. There's not, look, there's no, what's it called? No buckling or anything. But it is very thick. It feels thicker than a GSM, than a 300 GSM. I'm going to take a Winsor and Newton yellow ochre, which I'm going to use for some of these checks. Nicely watered down. Actually, around these as well. Oh, wow. Whoa. Wow. Oh, thank you so much. I think if it just makes a bit of the green in there as well, that might make an interesting little colour. Yeah, that's good. I'm just checking that I was mixing two one pigments together. I don't really know. That'll be good because that'll keep the eye jumping around as well. Let's pretend that. Oh no, that was the wrong green. Oh, flipping heck. That wasn't the colour that I wanted to use, but. Done now, innit? It's okay. Right, I want to put some different colours. Because they're all kind of misshaped shapes. So I'm going to just add some bricks around. And then hopefully before they dry, I can add some other colours in, such as, oh, where's that, yeah, let's try a bit of this, what's this called, Naples yellow. Oh, I don't like it, actually. I think it's because it's got a white pigment in there. Don't really like it. So let's just take a dampish brush. Try and smudge it around a bit. Oh no, should never have used that. It's got the white in it. I wasn't thinking. Right. Shh, that never happened. Let's go to Shinhan. No, what am I doing now? Am I just glazing? Well, I think it's fixed my Naples yellow issue anyway. You hear about the man who got a tattoo of Italy all over his chest? Yeah, it was really sore just around the Naples. Oh dear. Thanks, William. I love a dad joke. There we go. This is more what I wanted. Just like blending in wet and wet. Banter in between tunes. You know what? Get me that indigo greenish. Roman schmal. Just mine. No, maybe it does look a little bit greenish. Picks up quite nicely too. Oh, I like that little group. Oh, lovely, loving that. Yeah. Up to go into this building. You go in and then you realise, oh, it's just a gift shop. Look how dark it is outside now. It was light when we started doing this, guys. Oh, my paper's just started buckling a little bit. Must have been because of that wet wash I did on there. I'm going to take some of this out of the Roman Schmall palette mud. Some shadows back there. It worked. Palette mud. Never underestimate a bit of palette mud for. That's when you're going to end up with some muddy colours. So use it sparingly. Not sure I like that for the shadows. Kind of blend it out. I'm scared because that is a compound colour. Now that I am recently educated on what that means. I'm going to be saying it all the time. Okay, I'm going to try and pick a bit of that up. So I think gonna blend it out. See, it's mixed with that colour I put on underneath it. That's really annoying. That was my fault because I was the one who put it down there. I never use a dry brush, so this is quite exciting. It was a little bit dirty, but that is the colour of the place. Yeah, it looks. It's not a vibrant. Oh gosh. Saved it. Well, that's what I was trying to do with these swatches, because that's what Sketch and Scrubs does. Do you know what? I'm going to take some of this Symposium colour. I don't know why I am doing this to myself, because I know it's compound colour, but I just want this to be really bright. Hi, Paolo. Welcome. I'm trying to not let this go muddy. Is the idea. Okay, I think I like that as a glaze on that. I think that's covering up some of my errors. And then I think I need to stop fiddling around with the building, because it's going down a path that I just don't think I can follow. Should have stopped messing around with that building about 10 hours ago. Right, I'm not going to touch the building anymore. That's staying that colour, right? Someone said it looked like a gingerbread house anyway, and did you hear me about 30 seconds ago when I said I'm going to stop playing with the house? What am I doing? Right. Okay, if I touch that anymore, that's going to go really muddy, and that is not what I want. No, the amount that, yeah, no, they're not famous last words. They are my last words. I am not going to touch that house anymore. In with a bit more that ultramarine. Darken up some of this. I am impressed with the point that you can get on these Fumui brushes. How does that look? I think I'm gonna have to change brush to an even smaller one. Where are you from, Paolo? Where are you joining us from? You're here with the diehards. We've been here for quite some time working on this. Oh, Portugal, very nice. Whereabouts? How do you pronounce that? Coimbra? I worked for a summer in Albufeira in the south. And I have also been to Lisbon. I think I'm going to be going to Lisbon in October also. I like this rose beige. Yeah, in the Algarve, Albufeira. Also been to Madeira. That's not mainland Portugal, is it? Well, that's the best part, isn't it? The wine. Why not? Do you know what? I think I'm going to need a glass of wine after this. It's been... How long have we been on here? If you've stayed the whole time, I am well impressed. I'm going to have sketch fatigue after this, which I'm convinced is a real thing. I definitely had it in Toulouse. Went to Toulouse to the symposium. Days. Literally, it was so hard, so tiring, and I'm not used to doing 6 sketches a day. Oh no! Oh no! 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 Not too pleased that you put it. Well, it's good to know when to stop. It's something I've not learned how to do yet, but I hear it's a good thing to know. Make sure you take a picture of it though and put it on Instagram and tag me at artingabout, and also the hashtag, what is it? Now I'm going to see if this rose beige is opaque enough to cover this, and if it is, that's going to eliminate my need to get my gel pen, which I do not have in the room with me. Let's go. It's good to know. Wow, that's so cool. Very opaque. This is by a Japanese brand, Kurodake. And it came free. Well, free. It was in the symposium goodie. So I say free, but we paid for it in a roundabout way, didn't we? That'll be interesting to see if that dries. Oh, it does dry a little lighter. That's cool. Impressed with that. Yes, this is training for the marathon next year. Are you going to, or are you planning on going to? I'm going to try. I want to do some flicks, but I only want it on there. Okay, yeah, don't hate that. I have to fake those ones. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect from the symposium because this year was my first one, but it was so good. I'm so glad I went. I was a bit nervous at first. It took me a while to kind of warm up to sketching. People, I can't speak properly. There's so many people that you think, oh no, what if I'm not good enough? What if I'm not the same? But everybody just does something completely different. So it's really quite cool to see. Okay. Oh no! It should be blue. Right. How am I going to do that? Okay. It's alright, we're going to fix it. Now that we know that that Kuretake Rose Beige is so opaque, I'm unstoppable. I mean, it has dried a little bit lighter there. Well, I think that's added quite a nice bit of interest, actually. Right, let's let that dry out. What colour was that? Is it that one? I'm going to use that for this window here. I'm going to dab it in to try and give the hint of a mosaicked side. What about these people? Should I colour the people in? Someone tell me what to do. Colourful people, painting. So I've got a red guy here. Let's put a blue guy on the other side. And a green guy on the other side. To keep us jumping around. So what about the last guy? What colour is he going to be? Tell me, somebody tell me what colour for this last one. And shall I do this pavement? I think I will. Why purple? Oops. Well, if he's bled into there, I might as well make this one bleed in as well. Purple. I haven't used purple anywhere else though. Maybe, how about... Shall I? Okay. If you're going to anchor it down too low. If I area, like the curb, is that going to be too much? What do you think? If I do that curb down there, is that going to be too much? Keep it simple at this point. Yes, I agree. I was thinking it might go a little bit too heavy if I did that. And actually, I said I wasn't going to do a sky, but I am in a way, but not in a proper way. So let me just mix up some light blue here. I want it really light. Oh, I just don't have enough room. I'm going to cover that. I'm going to cover that. Was that a good idea? Oh, have we lost a camera? Oh, I think my battery's gone flat. Oh no, there we go. Are we? Oh, I've lost a camera. I don't know why. I don't know why I've lost that camera. Let's try and get it back. But that camera's disappeared. Anyway, that is the end of the stream. It's a shame the camera didn't last. There we go. That is what I have come up with. And that has taken how long? Too long. 3 hours and 4 minutes. Well, thank you. Like I said, you can tag me and you can share with all of those. And I will see you in the next live stream, which will be sometime, hopefully in the first week of September. Until then, take it easy, have fun, and see you in my next videos. Bye bye.